Have a look at the sketch. This is how the stand collar is going to look like. Notice that the stand collar should be cut together with the front bodice. It's actually the neckline that ends with the collar. I'm going to show you how to draw and cut these edges. As I've already said, the stand collar should be cut together with the front bodice. It's going to be inserted in the neckline on the back. I've actually already showed you how to make stand collars. I want to show you how to do it once again. The stand collar turns into the front neckline, which ends with the button stand. It's not necessary to make a button stand here. You can make the neckline of any shape you want. Use your imagination.
Просто вырез вот так у нас мог быть абсолютно любой формы. Стойкой переходит вырез абсолютно любой формы. Итак, хватит.
Let's start working. I know that most people believe the stand collars can be made only in the tight necklines. It is true. I just recommend making the necklines 7 or 8 millimeters or 1 centimeter wider at the most. I'm going to show you what to do. This is the shoulder dart. You can move it if you want. I'm going to make the neckline about 7 millimeters wider. Even if you make it 1 centimeter wider, make the back neckline just 5 or 7 millimeters deeper. If you make the back neckline too deep, you won't be able to make an accurate stand collar. I'm making the neckline 5 millimeters deep on the back and 7 millimeters wider. I'll also make the front neckline a bit deeper. This is the beginning of the shoulder. Next, we're going to start drawing the front neckline and the stand collar. I'm not going to use the back pattern. It can be moved aside. I'm going to use just the front pattern. What should I do first? Well. I've prepared this piece of the tracing paper. It is about 20 centimeters wide and long. I'll attach it this way in order to be able to draw the collar here. I'll cut the extra pieces later. That's it. This is the bust top level. We need to know where it is. It's needed for drawing the front neckline. I want it to end about 8 centimeters above the bust top level. What's next? Find the middle of the front neckline by side and draw a mark here. Then move it 1 centimeter lower, closer to the center front. The front neckline was divided in half by side. It's just that the lower half is a bit smaller than the upper one. Don't draw this point too close to the center front. You won't be able to make an accurate stand collar in this case. We also know where the front neckline should start. This is the bust top and this is the beginning of the front neckline. The two drawn points should be connected with a line. You can make the neckline of any shape you want. You can draw it this way. I'll outline it with a marker pen. If you're making a garment with a stand collar, you need to draw it this way. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you about the button stands later.
вырез может быть и вот
You can
таким
also draw it
немножечко
this way or
расширенным,
that.
и вот таким удлиняющим. Этот вырез может быть вот вообще вот таким вот. Смотрите.
What I want you to understand is that you can draw the neckline of any shape you want.
От стойки вниз абсолютно
You can make it wider or tighter.
более суженные, более расширенные.
Wide necklines look really good.
Получается вот на таком вот широком вырезе, вот такой широкий.
Just imagine, wide front neckline which ends with a stand collar. It will make you look absolutely amazing.
Иногда надо сделать вид, что мы солидные.
This is a perfect option for the cases when you need to look elegant and serious. It makes you look both modest and sexy. Find the point where the new neckline crosses the original one.
Линия выреза вот нашего нового
Here it is.
выреза с горловины.
Next, I need to draw a stand collar up from this point.
Прямо как у нас шел
Just continue drawing the line the way it is.
стойки. Ну, у нас, к примеру,
I want to make the stand collar about 3 cm high.
смотрите, отсюда
I'll sign it.
3 сантиметра. Вот это 3, вот она. Теперь смотрите.
This is the original neckline.
С горловины. И вот у нас пошла
The stand collar should be drawn in the same direction.
Направление она должна идти вот так вот, раз.
Next, I need to draw the back part of the stand collar.
И для этого берем прямоугольник
To do that, I need to draw a right angle here.
и строим вот
I'll use a ruler for drawing it. This is the shoulder seam.
и вот это прямую
Up from this point, I need to measure and mark the length of the back neckline.
длину ростка.
I'll show you how to measure it.
Покажу. Вот у нас длина
This is the length of the back neckline.
ростка у нас.
You basically need to measure this detail.
Я замерила росток. У меня тут
In my case, it's almost 10 centimeters.
я предлагаю
I recommend making it a bit longer.
больше хотя бы.
Do not forget about the seam extension.
Я беру
I'll make this line 12 centimeters long.
пусть лучше лишь
I'd better cut the extra piece later.
режу.
This angle should be straight as well. This is how the stand collar looks like now.
Ну, вот
Notice that the original line was round, but I've made it more straight.
какой вам нравится.
You can make it of any shape you want.
Сейчас я вырежу
I'm going to cut the front neckline together with the stand collar next.
точки.
Do not forget about the seam extension when cutting the details.
Миллиметров будет
At about 5 or 7 millimeters.
Смотрите,
Have a look
что у
here.
нас получилось.
The center front, the front neckline, the stand collar, and the part which will be inserted in the back neckline. I want to show you how this pattern looks like on the dummy. The dummy is smaller than I am.
Вы видите, вот она стойка.
I remind you that the stand collar will be inserted in the back neckline.
Вот это все не смотрится.
Have a look at the
Вот
pattern.
сюда.
This is how the neckline, which turns into a stand collar, should look like. It's hard to make the tracing paper fit the dummy.
Стоечка.
I love this design.
Входящая
Front
вырез.
neckline,
Смотрите,
which
какой
turns
у нас
into a one-piece stand collar.
стоечка. А щас
I also want to show you how to make facing for this neckline. There can be either a fold or a button stand here.
будет или вот
The
так
facing
здесь
should be about 8 centimeters wide as usual.
закончится, или вот
It
здесь
should be drawn this way,
неважно.
and then go to the shoulder seam, just like the regular facing.
Сантиметров 8, там берем. Вот этот вырез весь обходим и уходим.
Watch the way I'm drawing it.
Как обычный подборд. И подборд
This
у нас
is how the
будет
facing
здесь
should look
стоечка,
like.
То есть вот наш подборд.
You should be working more accurately. I just want to show you what to do. Make sure that this angle is covered.
Обойти нужно вот этот угол.
I remind you that you can actually draw the neckline however you want.
Вести сами сколько хочется. И вот так у нас пошел подборчик.
There is nothing complicated about cutting the facing for the neckline, which turns into a stand collar.
Мы краем обычный подбор только со стойкой.
This is not the last video about working with the necklines. This is a very big and important theme.
Очень огромная тема,
You can make the necklines of any shape you want. Use your imagination. I'm trying to help you really hard. This is what I'm here for.
скажу, а где-то вы и сами.
What is important is that I show you most of the needed sewing techniques.
Основные приемы я
I want you to be able to sew whatever you want.
взяли.
I want you to learn to work with the basic patterns accurately. Have a look at the sketch.
Но эскиз очень
Don't pay attention to anything else but the collar.
стойку.
In this case, the stand collar ends with the button stand.
С вами стойко переходить.
As I've already said, this is going to be a one-piece stand collar.
Цельнокроенная.
Have a close look at this detail in the sketch.
Она у нас. Сейчас мы с вами
I'm going to show you how to make a pattern for this collar.
покажу, как строить такую стойку. На самом деле
The
это
design
очень
is very popular among the customers of my fashion house.
Очень любят у нас
Such collars, which end with the button stands, are very stylish.
переходящие в застежку. Особенно у нашей Ириши.
Ira says that this is her favorite type of the collars. She makes them in coats, semi-coats,
Ну, а сейчас
jackets.
я вам покажу, как.
I wanted to be able to make such collars as well.
Если у нас
This collar is different from the previous one. The first one was cut together with the front bodice and then inserted in the back neckline.
задние у нас
In this case, the front part of the collar will be cut together with the front bodice and the back part together with the back bodice.
в плече. Задние
The two details of the collar will be stitched together with the shoulder seams.
и покажем, как
I'm going to show you what to do.
передо мной
Let's start working.
полочка.
This is my basic pattern, the front and the back.
Спинку я перевожу.
First, I need to move the shoulder dot to the back neckline.
Вот видите, как
I've
я
already cut the small pieces of the sticky tape and placed them here on the table.
сделать эти скотчики. А мне
I think that it was an amazing idea.
такая довольная собой.
Ira didn't like it.
Прямо горжусь собой, что я вот так.
She said that the sticky tape doesn't look good on the camera.
И вы, когда будете работать,
I don't care. It's
готовьтесь
convenient for me to work this way.
брать и клеить.
There is no need for me to waste time cutting the sticky tape anymore. I recommend you doing the same thing. This is a very useful idea. Watch what I'm doing. Very nice.
Да, я
I'm proud of myself, it's true. What should I do next? I need to cut a piece of the tracing paper and attach it to the main fabric. It should be done in order for me to be able to draw a collar. I'll start drawing a collar here.
у нас отсюда
Anyway, I'm going to attach the piece of tracing paper this way and then cut the extra piece. As I've already said, it should be done in order for you to be able to draw a stand collar. This is the basic pattern. The shoulder, the neckline.
и вот это вот
This piece of tracing paper was attached for drawing a collar in it.
точно так же в спину.
Next, I need to do the same thing in the back detail. First, I'm going to draw a stand collar in the front detail.
Смотрите,
Next, I need to measure and mark 4 or 5 centimeters to the left from the beginning of the shoulder.
рекомендую поставить на 5.
If the neckline in your basic pattern is pretty tight, I recommend measuring 5 centimeters.
Вот отсюда
This is the point 5. This distance is 5 centimeters long.
стойка.
That doesn't mean that the collar will go up from this point.
Отсюда наши
The line is going to be drawn this way.
ну, значит, что вот это
The upper point of the collar is going to be placed about 2.5 or 3 centimeters away from the beginning of the shoulder.
должна быть, знаете, какая? Вот такая.
I don't recommend making such collars too tight.
Потом некрасиво.
They won't look good in this case.
Стойки
This is one of the features of this type of the collars. First, I need to decide on the height of the collar. I want it to be about 5 centimeters high. Next, I need to start drawing a round line from the point 5. It should be smooth and beautiful.
Я вывожу линию. Чуть-чуть плавнее, вот так, да, чуть-чуть плавнее.
What's next?
А теперь вот
Find this point. And the one where the center front and the neckline cross. I'll sign the center front here.
а наша стоечка
The collar should be drawn this way.
вот так, вот так, вот так, вот так, вот так.
Make sure that it doesn't go through this point.
Точку, вот сюда.
It would be too tight in this case.
Обойти вот эту точку, обойти и вот так уйти.
Have a look here. I've drawn the collar in such way that it ends about 10 centimeters below the neck base. I could have made it even deeper. I remind you that I'm working with the front part of the collar now. As I've already said, you need to make sure that the collar doesn't go through this point. It would be too tight in this case. This is how the front part of the stand collar looks like now. These lines are not needed anymore. I remind you that the collar will be cut together with the bodice. What should be done next? I need to match the ends of the shoulders in the front and the back patterns. The stand collar should be drawn up from this point. Notice that the slope is being changed a bit. The difference is very small, but it's very important. Next, I need to make the center back longer. Make it 4 or 5 centimeters longer as well. Watch the way I'm drawing the line. The back part of the stand collar is ready. I remind you that the shoulder dart was moved to the back neckline. Just imagine how wide the opening will be if I make the dart legs longer. Watch what I'm doing. This is where the dart legs end originally. I'll cut the dart. Please be very attentive. Watch what I'm doing. This is how the dart opening looks like now. It should be drawn this way in the upper part of the collar. This technique allows making the collar look absolutely amazing on the back. These lines should be even in the front and the back. Have a look at the shoulder dart. It's of a very unusual shape. Due to this fact, it will make the collar look absolutely amazing on the back. What is also important, that there shouldn't be made any angles in the details. This is why I need to make the lines more smooth. They should be slightly round. We usually make such collars when sewing the outer clothing. This is why I want to move a part of the opening to the armhole. It will be about 7 mm wide. By doing so, we'll also make the opening a bit smaller. The dart tops should be even. I'm going to fix the details with the sticky tape this way. It should be done for this dart to look better. I like showing you different useful techniques. This is why I'm showing you everything so thoroughly. I show you the way we usually work. This is why I've moved a part of the opening to the armhole. Let's have a look at the sketch once again. I love it when this part of the collar stands out a bit. This is the detail I'm talking about. I need to make a cut from the neck base to the bust top. I'll make about 1 cm wide opening here. Don't make the opening more than 1 or 1.5 centimeters wide. Such opening won't change the fit. It will just make the collar be a bit more loose on the front. If you make a big opening, the details won't match. The line should be smooth, beautiful, and round. Let's have a look at the pattern. I've drawn a stand collar. There is an unusual shoulder dart on the back. The part of the opening was moved to the armhole. I've also made a small opening on the center front. I hope it's clear that this part should be accurately stretched and shaped when being ironed. I want you to learn to work with the irons accurately. This is very important. Anyway, we're talking about the pattern drawing now. I want to tell you a story. I have an amazing coat with such stand collar. The opening on the center front was more than 1.5 centimeters in it. Due to this fact, the collar stands out a lot. I went for a walk wearing this coat and met a woman I know. She thought that the collar was twisted and tried to make it flat. I was so upset. I thought that my collar looked amazing, and she tried to make it flat. I made the collar look the way it had to and told the lady to go buy some fashion magazines. I didn't know what else to do. How should I react when someone thinks that what I saw isn't right? I love such collars. Now you know how to make them. I remind you that in this case, that stand collar ends with the button stand. It's up to you where to attach the first button. You can also make this opening as wide as you want. Such stand collars make the garments look absolutely amazing. As I've already said, I show you the techniques which we use in my fashion house. Such collars are very popular among our customers. That's all for today. I really want us to be different and beautiful every day. It doesn't matter whether you're young or not. We need to find time for ourselves. I show you a lot of useful techniques and designs for free. Use them. Don't be lazy. I want you to learn to use your imagination. My name is Paukshte Irina. Subscribe to my channel, write comments, share the videos, press the like and the bell buttons. I would really appreciate your support. Thank you. Goodbye.